Okay, that is a 10-0 vote. We'll leave it roll open for absent members, and
Thank you very much.
Assemblywoman Waldron is next, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay, she's next. And
Mr. Chairman, if she comes up, I'd like to move her bill to.
I don't even know why we let her wait this long. I mean, this is like, I'm embarrassed. There's a motion for her bill, and I don't have a problem with it, so I'm urging support for it. So I guess you have both sides here. Go ahead.
Thank
You
you.
have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. I'll be really brief. Assembly Bill 1757 is a district bill that will ensure pay equity among transportation and regional agencies in Southern California for board members, director compensation levels. These are elected officials, they're city council members, they're board of supervisors. Their level of compensation has been unchanged since 1988. All the other regional agencies make twice as much per meeting, and we respectfully ask and I vote. Oh, and I have with me Bridget Hennessy with the North County Transit District in support as a sponsor.
Thank you. There's been moved. Any questions? Any witnesses? Do you have any comments? Or are we?
I'm Bridget Hennessy on behalf of North County Transit District. And as Assemblymember Waldron just described, this bill would ensure parity among our transportation partners in the area, and we urge an aye vote. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Other witnesses? Opposition? Any opposition? I see none. No questions from the members. We have a motion. We'll call the roll, please.
AB 1757, the motion is do pass and re-refer to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators Bell.
Aye.
Bell, aye. Cannella.
Aye.
Cannella, aye. Allen. Bates. Gaines. Galgiani. Galgiani, aye. Leyva. Leyva, aye. McGuire. McGuire, aye. Mendoza. Mendoza, aye. Roth. Roth, aye. Wachowski.
That's 10-0. We'll leave the roll open.
7-0. 7-0.
7-0. We'll leave the roll open for absent members.
Thank you very much.
We'll go on to the next author who's present, Assemblymember Bloom, and that's AB 2299, second housing units. And you have the floor, Assemblymember. Thanks for waiting.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a pleasure to be here. California is struggling to adequately meet its housing needs, as you all know, and it's especially true for housing that's affordable and near job centers and public transportation. Second units can serve as much-needed rental housing. They can also provide homes for college students, elderly parents, individuals with disabilities, or caregivers who need to live close by. AB 2299 will ease and streamline current statewide regulations, as well as encourage the building of accessory dwelling units as a way to create more housing options. Currently, several cities are looking at local ordinances to improve or incentivize the creation of these units. The bill has very little cost to the state, but will go a long way in helping to solve our current housing crisis. And I would like to point out that we are very close to working out our differences with the counties and have agreed to take language clarifying parking requirements. Thank you, and I ask for your aye vote.
Okay, speakers in favor, please.
My name is Deborah Carlton with the California Apartment Association. We're here to ask for your aye vote. I don't really have much more to add. The senator said it all. But the California Apartment Association does represent not only apartment owners, but single-family homeowners and those who own second units. And we would like to, of course, promote additional construction of second units to help relieve our problems at the local level with the lack of affordable housing. So thank you very much. We request your aye vote.
Thank you.
Jennifer Speck on behalf of the California Association of Realtors, also in support.
Mr. Chair and members, Pat Moran with Aaron Reed and Associates representing the San Diego County Apartment Association in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Other witnesses in favor, please.
Mr. Chair and members, Matthew Hargan with the California Business Properties Association. Although we're primarily commercial property owners, solving the affordable housing issue is key, and this is a small piece in making that happen. Thank you.
Anya Lawler with Western Center on Law and Poverty and Support.
Brian Augusta with the California Rural Legal Assistance Foundation in support.
Lauren De Valencia representing the American Planning Association. We actually have a supportive amended position, but really appreciate working with the author and the sponsors on our request for the definition of active transit with regards to the parking requirements. So when that amendment is made, we'll be pleased to go full support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do we have speakers opposing this or concerns?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Kiana Valentine on behalf of the California State Association of Counties. We have an opposed unless amended position. I'd like to start out by thanking the author for taking the parking amendment and the continued ongoing positive discussions we're having with the remaining concern. Briefly, what that is under current law, cities and counties have two options for ministerially approving second units. The first is adopting a local ordinance. The second, in the absence of a local ordinance, is to follow the state process outlined in existing law. So we think the author can achieve and the sponsors can achieve the goals by amending state law process without requiring a county that doesn't have an ordinance now to adopt an ordinance, causing time and cost. So we continue to have conversations with the author on this issue and the sponsors, and we look forward to continuing those and hopefully get to a supportive position in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members, Kendra Harris with the League of California Cities. We also have an opposed position on the measure, but we do appreciate the amendment that the author has taken so far. We do have concerns as well with the mandatory ordinance portion of the bill, and we're hoping that he will consider that as the bill moves forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions from the committee? Perhaps your question, Senator McGuire.
I can wait until.
You can make it right now.
And I'll make it really quick, 60 seconds or less. I do want to say thank you to the author. The author is fantastic on a lot of the issues that you champion, so greatly appreciate it. Know that you are working really hard with counties and cities. I know I've heard from a couple of counties that have some concerns within the area that I represent. To allow the discussion to be able to continue, we'll be supportive today. Would hope that we'd be able to work through some of those issues, and I know parking has been a significant one. And I know you've been focusing on that, but want to make sure that we're able to see that resolved, which will be supportive today, and then we'll continue to track. Would love to have a conversation with you before it hits the floor.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Other comments? Senator Bates?
Assemblymember Bloom, I'm pleased that you have looked at the parking issues. That's been a big issue in my community with inadequate parking, lots of parking on the street, and over the course of probably the last 8 years, 2 children have been killed moving between cars in the very dense development. So it's something that's really important in local government. The second issue I have concern with is lot coverage. And I'm not sure that if a city is mandated to do an ordinance, can they put things in there that address the public safety issues in terms of the density on a single lot? Because that is an issue for certainly for fire and any access for emergency vehicle. I happen to live on an open space, and they require the kind of setbacks so that the emergency services can get through my property to the open space and all of that. So upending some of those which are in place for public safety are a great concern to me, and it's very, very prevalent in my community, which has the fuel modification requirements over pretty much the entire community on the slopes. So these are issues that you can't just, say we need affordable housing. We need safe, affordable housing in safe areas. So hopefully, some of that's going to be addressed by a city when it puts an ordinance in, provided that is not prohibited, that they take a look at those things.
Thank you. If that's a question through the chair, I think Ms. Carlton may be able to address that.
Yeah, the current statute already provides for the consideration of safety issues, so I don't think we're changing any of those issues as well.
Okay, other questions? Tony Mendoza.
I want to thank the author again for working with the opposition as far as, I know you've made some headway there on the parking requirements, and would urge you to continue working with them. I represent many cities I know that would have, they have issues with this particular bill, but I know that you're making connections with the opposition, and hopefully before it gets to the floor, we'll make more progress so I can feel more comfortable voting for it on the floor, but we'll help you, give you a courtesy out today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Other comments, Senator Gaines?
Yeah, if I could, my mic on? Yeah. There we go. Sorry. Thank you, Assemblymember Bloom, for bringing this bill forward. It's a critical issue. I did support Senator Wachowski's bill, which is similar to this. My concern is that there's a requirement that a local government adopt an ordinance where it was permissive with the Wachowski bill. So that's my big concern. And I don't know to what degree that can or cannot be addressed as it moves forward through the committee process.
Again, I think Ms. Carlton can address that.
I think what we see in both bills are the ability to do a combination and to fix some of the inconsistencies. I think when we saw some paragraphs in Senator Wachowski's bill, his is also a requirement as well, because he captures up through a following paragraph in his bill that would allow and mandate that there be local ordinances related to second units. So I don't think we're far off as it relates to a mandate.
Okay, well, that would raise new concerns with Senator Wachowski's bill, then. I'll have to take a look at that. But I like the idea of having local government giving them, letting them make the decision as to whether they want to implement the ordinance or not. So, thank you.
Okay, other comments? We have, I recommend in favor of this. Is there a motion?
I'll move the bill.
Whoa. Our second unit champion moves the bill. So further discussion, you have a close you want to make?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We will continue to work with the opposition on all of the items that have been raised, and I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Okay, we'll call the roll, please.
AB 2299, the motion is do pass and refer to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Senators Bell.
Aye.
Bell, aye. Cannella. Allen. Bates. Gaines. Galgiani. Leyva. Leyva, aye. McGuire. McGuire, aye. Mendoza. Mendoza, aye. Roth. Roth, aye. Wachowski. Wachowski, aye. Galgiani, aye.
We have 7 votes. We'll leave the roll open for absent members. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item 19, Assemblymember Campos is here. Welcome. And she's going to present her bill, AB 2176, with no opposition.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if she accepts the amendments, I'd like to move that bill.
Okay. She has the floor. Member, you have the floor.
I didn't, was that Senator Roth who said that? I'm sorry, who said? Oh, Senator Cannella, I was looking at it. Yes, I do accept the amendments. I'm just going to, thank you, Chair and members. I know that you mentioned that there is no opposition. This is a district bill. It's AB 2176, and it's a district bill that would authorize the City of San Jose to develop an emergency housing community when it declares a shelter crisis. Currently, right now, there was a survey that was done in 2015, and the City of San Jose found out that there were 4,000 homeless people in our community living on the side of the freeways and within neighborhoods. And they have worked very diligent to be able to open churches and other community facilities so that they could address this issue. The challenge is that we won't have the 800 units up for another 3 to 5 years. They're also investing $1.3 million to make sure that these units for the community that is homeless has permanent housing. And in order to do that, we need to create temporary housing, which are called bridge housing for this community. And we are coming to this body to make sure that we can get a district bill that would allow the City of San Jose to be able to create certain regulations from a local level that will allow this temporary housing, which is called transitional housing. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote, so that the City of San Jose can move forward and create housing for communities, and majority of them, as you know, my community is no different than a lot of other communities, they're families. So with that, I'm going to turn it to my witness.
Mr. Chairman, again, if the witness is brief, I'd like to move that bill.
There's a motion on the bill.
Second.
Okay, witnesses, please, be brief.
Chair Bell, committee members, thank you very much. Ann Grabowski with the City of San Jose Housing Department. We are the proud sponsor of the bill. The affordable housing crisis in the state of California has many causes, but in San Jose, we are proud to say that a lack of political will for building and preserving affordable housing options for our residents is not one of them. Tonight, as an example, our city council will hear a proposed development of 162 units of permanent supportive housing that is only a stone's throw away from what was the site of the nation's largest outdoor homeless encampment at one point. We are seeking additional solutions to help this community, this very important unhoused community that deserves our attention and support, find indoor housing, not living on the side of freeways or in our creeks, but to find a place to come indoors with security, safety, dignity, and healthy conditions for the time being while we continue to develop our $800 million worth of supportive units.
Okay. The witnesses and questions from committee? Opposition, I didn't hear any. We have a motion. We'll call it. You have a close? You would like to make a close, Assemblywoman? Would you like to make a close?
Thank you, Senator. What I hope to be able to do here is be able to provide the tools for the city of San Jose so that they can move forward and get people off the streets, out of the creeks,
Thank you.
and in permanent housing. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
You call the roll, please.
AB 2176, the motion is do pass as amended and re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, aye. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, aye. Allen? Bates? Bates, aye. Gaines? Gaines, aye. Galgiani? Galgiani, aye. Leyva? Leyva, aye. McGuire? McGuire, aye. Mendoza? Mendoza, aye. Roth? Roth, aye.
Okay, that has 9 votes, and we will leave it roll open for absent members. Thank you.
Thank you.
Assemblymember Thurman, welcome. Welcome to our committee. And he has AB 2406. And you have the floor.
Mr. Chairman, I don't believe this has any opposition, so I'd like to move this bill.
That is correct, as far as I know. Assemblymember,
Thank you.
you have a
Mr.
motion
Chair.
approving this.
No opposition.
No opposition.
It is an honor to present AB 2406 that has no opposition and a lot of support because it is a bill that can provide units immediately during the housing crisis that we have heard discussed. In short, it talks about creating junior accessory dwelling units. If you think about it, you can convert a room in your home that could essentially become a studio apartment for someone that would have a bathroom and a kitchen. You know, as we struggle with this housing crisis, we know that creativity and flexibility is needed by our cities to keep pace with the needs. Junior accessory dwellings provide just that. It allows for a homeowner who might be struggling to stay in their home to do so at the same time they're helping to create more affordable rental opportunities. A senior or someone who needs help paying their mortgage could provide their spare room to become their junior accessory dwelling, and the renter could rent that affordably. And so we think it's a 2-for-1. It's got great support from folks like AARP and many cities, and you'll hear from the founder of LilyPad Homes, who's with us here today, who's been championing this new form, Rachel Guinness. We also have Linda Jackson, who is a former planning director of Marin County, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Witnesses, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Rachel Guinness, the Executive Director of LilyPad Homes. It's a nonprofit that facilitates the development of second units as a very viable form of infill housing. We greatly appreciate the support we've gotten around this, creating this streamlined and accessible development process for this clear housing solution. It was creating one of these units in my own home that allowed me to hold on to my home as a single parent on a designer's salary. Fast forward, and I moved into my 230 square foot apartment to give myself the financial freedom to start a nonprofit that is empowering other people to remain in their homes. JADUs will also, junior accessory dwelling units will also allow people, more people to purchase homes through financial instruments that have and are being created, which recognize the income from accessory dwelling units. This law will create a marketplace for right-size housing that creates more housing options for both renters and owners across all income levels. This is an urgent matter, and we ask for your wholehearted support. Junior accessory dwelling units are without question the lowest hanging fruit in the housing equation, and together we will create tens of thousands of new homes throughout California using existing living space in our homes. Thank you.
Other speakers, please.
Okay, Linda Jackson. I was planning manager for the city of San Rafael for 22 years, and I'm a trustee with the San Rafael Board of Education for 10 years. I'd be glad to answer any questions. We support this.
Other people?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Keith Dunn, California Apartment Association, asking for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jennifer Speck on behalf of the California Association of Realtors, also in support.
Speakers in favor, please.
Laura Eberly, YWCA of San Francisco and Marin. As a women's organization serving low-income women in San Francisco and Marin, we're in support and ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joyce Oneko from YWCA San Francisco and Marin, and a resident of Marin. I ask for your aye vote.
Marianne Ferrer, I live in Marin, and I came here to be with my son, and it just makes it impossible for me to live here, because of the expenses, and I just want to be here today to, in support of this bill, 2406. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Josette Justice, and I am here to support this bill. As a renter, it is very important, and as a widower, it's hard to, carry a household on one income. So the renting situation needs to be looked at and taken care of.
Casey Mazzoni on behalf of the Marin Builders Association in support.
Mr. Chair and members, Kendra Harris with the League of Cities. We're kind of an in-betweener. We had some concerns with the bill. We communicated with the author's staff. We've been working with them. We've been assured that there'll be some amendments taken a little bit further in the process. If that's the case, we hope that we can come on and support. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Senator McGuire, please.
Quick comment, just I want to say thank you to the Assemblyman for bringing this forward and do appreciate all of the good folks coming in from Marin on this. There are several cities in Marin that have already implemented local ordinances that have shown great benefit to the community when it comes to gaining on affordable housing, and in particular, stock that working families will be able to not only stay in their home, but then also share that home with additional families or seniors. So appreciate the Assemblyman championing this, all the good folks from YMCA and Ms. Jackson as well for making the trek. But Assemblyman, really nice work, and do appreciate you bringing that forward.
Thank you, Senator.
Okay, other questions? I had one. Okay, given your background as a social worker, this is kind of an area that we both care about a lot. When I read this bill, I was thinking, I ought to talk to Assemblyman Thurman about how we can make this tied to our supportive housing for foster youth in terms of creating these units where 18 to 25-year-old foster youth can find stable housing. So I just want to say that some of what I'd like to work with you on. I think this is a very good idea, and we ought to pursue this legislation, but I think it has application in a lot of different areas if we apply that kind of concept. And maybe over the next year I'll think about it and work with you on that. And we can, I know you do a lot of work and care about the issue, so I'd like to work with you on that and join hands here with the Senate Housing Committee here. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. That's,
I do. Thank you for that opportunity, Senator, and absolutely we'd love to work with you on it. And, some years ago, we did pilot something that I think would work very nicely here. We used the THP Plus dollars for supporting young people coming out of foster care to run a program that we called basically host housing, where individuals who had a spare room in their home would host a former foster youth and get help with the THP Plus subsidy. The Junior Accessory Dwelling Program is one that could absolutely be used to support young people who've come out of foster care to get stable housing and access to a caring adult, roommate, housemate, who could be supportive. Obviously, we're interested in taking some amendments on the floor that will give cities more flexibility. And because at the end of the day, we want cities to be able to do this in ways that make sense for them. We appreciate the communities in Marin and around Lily Pad that have started this movement. We wanted to really codify something that we think gives cities clarity around how to bring this forward in any city and how that makes sense. I thought that was because of the author that we got so many great partners, but I think it's just because of the fact that it's a good issue, and we appreciate our partners from the Realtors community, the Apartment Association, AARP, and a great founder and champion in Lily Pad Homes. We respectfully ask for your aye vote.
okay, thank you. Thank you, Assemblymember. We have a motion? We had a motion. Call the roll, please.
Assembly Bill 2406, the motion is do pass. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen? Allen, I. Bates? Bates, I. Gaines? Gaines, I. Galgiani? Galgiani, I. Leyva? Leyva, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I.
Call it one more time. Wachowski.
Wachowski? Wachowski, aye. 10-0.
We have 10 votes, and we'll leave it open for absent members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Senators. Thank you.
Okay, I believe we're down to one last bill. Is that right? He is not here. Oh, is he here? Where is he? Okay, can we call the roll on some of the bills then? We'll call the roll for votes that members were not present, okay? So call the roll, please, on the...
Assembly Bill 51 by Assemblymember Quirk. The motion is do pass and refer to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen? Allen, I. Bates? Bates, I. Gaines? Gaines, I. Galgiani? Galgiani, I. Leyva? Leyva, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I. Roth? Wachowski? Wachowski, I. 10-0.
Okay, that has 10 votes. We'll leave that roll open for absent members. We go on to the next one.
Would you like to move on AB 470?
Okay. Yes.
Item file item 3.
AB 470, the motion is do pass and refer to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen? Allen, I. Bates? Bates, I. Gaines? Gaines, I. Galgiani? Galgiani, I. Leyva? Leyva, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I. Roth? Wachowski? Wachowski, I.
That has 10 votes. We'll leave the roll open for absent members.
I'd like to move on file item 14, AB 1919, Quirk.
Okay.
AB 1919, the motion is do pass. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen? Allen, I. Bates? Bates, no. Gaines? Gaines, no. Galgiani? Leyva? Leyva, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I. Roth? Wachowski? Wachowski, I. Galgiani, I.
That has 8 votes, 2 not here, and we'll leave the roll open for absent
The
members.
last one is AB 2031, file item 17.
Okay.
AB 2031, the motion is do pass and re-refer to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella? Allen? Allen, I. Bates? Bates, no. Gaines? Gaines, no. Galgiani? Galgiani, I. Leyva? Leyva, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I. Roth? Wachowski? Wachowski, I.
Cannella, no.
Cannella, no. 7-3.
That has 7 votes to 3 no, and we'll leave the roll absent for, leave the roll open for absent members, excuse me. And we have our Assemblyman here, and why don't we go to his bill, and then we'll...
Mr. Chair, I'd like to move on that bill.
Okay, this is item 26. Assemblymember Dababneh is here, and it's AB 2620, passenger rail projects, and no opposition, so you have the floor.
Mr. Chair, colleagues, Assembly Bill 2620 is a straightforward measure that will reallocate unused funds authorized by Proposition 116 to existing passenger rail projects with existing rail service if the funds are not expended by July 1st, 2020. According to the California Transportation Commission 2015's annual report to the legislature on June 30, 2015, over $13 million remains unused for projects authorized by Prop 116. To make better use of these funds, the Commission recommends that the legislature sunset the program and reallocate the funds. AB 2620 acts on this recommendation by sunsetting the program and redirecting the funds to existing passenger rail projects with existing rail service if the funds are not extended through July 1st, 2020. As the state continues to grapple with funding shortfalls in all modes of transportation, utilizing these funds for other projects is vital for all of our communities. With me today, I have Eric Thornton, Deputy Director with the California Transportation Commission. He'll speak if anyone has any questions, and I look forward to your aye vote.
Okay, any questions? I had one. Okay, the measure was an initiative, right? And there were specified projects in that initiative, correct? And I assume that all those projects are funded? Is that the?
Eric Thronson with the California Transportation Commission. And the answer to your question, Chair, is that the initiative had a number of projects in it. Those projects have almost all been funded, and the initiative also included language in it that the legislature could redirect those funds if they hadn't been spent after 2010.
Yeah, because I don't have really a problem with the bill. I just want to make sure that all the projects that were in the initiative were properly dispensed with. And if there was projects that weren't dispensed with in terms of funding, that they be taken care of. And then after that, I think it's fair to say that we should dispense with the remaining money in as you say, with the commission establishing a priority. So is that the intention?
Yes, that is.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, we have a motion. Any other questions? Okay, witnesses in favor? Any comments? Any opposed? Any witnesses opposing this? We have a motion in favor. Why don't we call the roll then?
AB 2620, the motion is due pass and re-referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Cannella?
Aye.
Cannella, I. Allen? Aye. Allen, I. Bates? Gaines? Gaines, I. Galgiani? Galgiani, I. Leyva? Leyva, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I. Roth? Roth, I. Wachowski? Wachowski, I. 11. Bates, I. 11.
We have 11 votes in favor, and we'll leave the roll open for absent members. One absent. Okay, no, we have 11-0. That's enough. Okay, members, we have the consent calendar, and we had a motion to approve the consent calendar. Can I call the roll on that? This is a motion for the consent calendar. There's asterisks next to those items. And we'll call the roll, please.
On the consent calendar. Bell? Bell, I. Galgiani? Galgiani, I. McGuire? McGuire, I. Mendoza? Mendoza, I. Wachowski? Wachowski, I. 11.
That's 11-0. That passes. Okay. Which item is it? Number 10?
I think we need to.
Number 10. Number 10.
10? Number 10? 7-0.
They might not be voting.
They're not voting on that one. That's why they weren't called.
Call it again. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
File item 10, the measure is AB 1757. The motion is due pass and re-referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Allen? Wachowski? Aye. Wachowski, aye. 8-0.
Okay, that's 8-0. And that bill is out. Okay, next one.
This one, 1799.
Okay, 1799, I think it's the next one.
File item 11, the measure is AB 1799 by Assemblymember Mays. The motion is due pass and refer to the Judiciary Committee. Senators Bell?
Aye.
Bell, I. Allen? Galgiani? McGuire? No. McGuire, no. Mendoza? Voting. Wachowski?
Okay.
So it's 4-2.
4?
4-2.
4-2. Motion is not out.
For this one, do you want to reconsider?
Excuse me, hold on, just a second. Call the roll again, please, on that item. This is
This one's 1799.
1799, yeah, you better check and see how you want to vote. That's a common interest development bill. Call the roll, please.
AB 1799, the motion is due pass and referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Wachowski. Aye. Wachowski, aye. 5-2 now.
5-2.
But he already voted, right?
2, 3, 4, 5, and Wachowski 6.
6-2.
6-2. 6-2. It's one vote short.
That's
What?
voting. It's out.
Okay, that bill is out. Okay, that will go to Judiciary Committee. Okay, other bills?
This one just has missing one from Ross.
Okay, call the roll, please.
File item 14, Assembly Bill 1919. The motion is due pass. Senators Roth. Aye. Roth, aye. 9-2.
That bill has got 9 votes in favor, 2 against.
Yeah.
Bill is out. Okay. Yeah, call the roll.
File item 19, the measure is AB 2176. The motion is due pass as amended and referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Senators Wachowski. Wachowski, aye. 10-0.
10-0, the bill is out. Got one more, Richard. Okay, got it. Okay.
This one.
Yeah, call the roll, please.
File item 22, the measure is AB 2299. The motion is due pass and referred to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Senators Cannella, Allen, Bates, Gaines. 7-0.
That bill has 7-0, and the bill is out. Richard is the next one. Okay, call the roll, please, on that one.
File item 24, Assembly Bill 2406. The motion is due pass. Senators Roth. Aye. Roth, aye. Wachowski. 11-0.
At 11-0, that bill is out. 11-0.
That's it.
Okay, that's it.
Chair, my record reflects that I votes on 2, 3, not 9%. 2, 3, and
2 and 3.
14.
2 and 3.
He's going to send that?
2 and 3.
And 17.
I have
Can I vote for Bloom's bill?
So 2, 3, 14, and 17.
File item 2, Assembly Bill 51. The motion is due pass and referred to the Committee on Judiciary. Senators Roth. Aye. Roth, aye.
11-0, that bill is out.
File item 3, Assembly Bill 470. The motion is due pass and referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators Roth. Aye. Roth, aye.
Who wants to vote on number 22? 14?
And I think I'm missing number 6 as well.
Item 22.
Can we start from the top and work our way down? Perfect.
Go ahead.
File item 4, Assembly Bill 587. The motion is due pass and referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators McGuire.
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Wachowski.
That's 10 votes. Bill is out.
File item 6, Assembly Bill 1549. The motion is due pass as amended and referred to the Committee on Appropriations. Senators McGuire.
Aye.
McGuire, aye. Wachowski. 10-0.
Bill is out, has 10 votes.
File item 7, Assembly Bill 1592. The motion is due pass as amended. Senators Wachowski. 10-0.
That has 10 votes. Bill is out. Richard. Richard. 14. 14.
14 I have. 14 I have.
Roth hasn't voted yet. You voted aye on that one?
Aye, second time around.
Yeah. 14, yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for the presentation.
No, but we called the roll.
Yeah,
And
we
you
opened
voted-
it
you
already.
voted- We opened it and you voted yes.
Well, as long as you have me down.
Yeah, you voted
That
yes.
suits me, because I was
Okay.
upstairs.
No, you voted yes. Okay, go ahead.
How about 17? Let's go to 31.
Wait.
So we should follow.
File item 17, Assembly Bill 2031. The motion is due pass and referred to the Committee on Governance and Finance. Senators Roth. Roth, aye.
8-3. That's everybody. 2-2. 22.
You closed the roll on this one at 7-0.
Oh, okay. You closed the roll. You closed the roll. Don't worry about it. It's out.
And then that's it. That's all the bills.
That's all the bills? Okay. So he got confused. Yeah. Okay, thank you. This meeting is adjourned.